Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the PPC Cave with just me today, Ryan. Gene has taken a bit of a time off. It's 4th of July for a lot of Americans, and, hello and happy 4th of July to all our American subscribers and viewers. So it's just me. Gene's off gallivanting, having a good time. So I wanted to keep the channel updated with the latest content, latest tips and tricks, and a little bit different today. You know me, when it's just me, I'm not as camera friendly as Gene is. I'd much rather focus on setups and things like that. And that's exactly what this episode is going to be all about. So you've done the hard part, right? You've just signed a new client, whether you're an agency, whether you're a freelancer. What comes next? It's a brand new business. It's a brand new Google Ads account. What is the structure? What is the approach that you should take? What is the strategy? And in this episode, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So let me reduce my gigantic head and put myself out of the way in the corner. And I'm actually going to put myself on my big monitor, so it just makes it a lot easier for me to see what I'm doing. So I think I'm still in shot, which is the main thing. So as you can see, we're in the demo account, and like I said, you've done the hard part. The sales call is done. You've signed the client. You've created the Google Ads account. The client has just gone in and sorted out all their payment information, all the billing. You're ready to go. What's next? That's the challenge, is deciding, okay, well, how should I approach this? The client wants leads, or they want sales, they want phone calls, whatever it might be. What is the approach that I'm going to take in order to generate that goal? So it's really important. And this is like before you actually create the campaign and focus on the strategy, is speaking to the client, speaking with the business owner and saying, okay, what is the goal of the business? Because you always have to keep that at the front of your efforts, if that makes sense. So, if it is to generate leads and calls, then you want to make sure that you set up a campaign that is going to achieve those results. If it is sales, then you want to go more shopping and focus on shopping campaigns and things like that. So always keep the overall business goal in mind with whatever you do, because if you can keep hitting that, generating those leads, getting those sales coming through, then you're doing the main thing that the client is wanting to run ads for in the first place. So let's assume both things. So, new account structure, strategy, what do we do? I would always say start with a search campaign. I think that's going to be, whether you do lead generation or e-commerce or whatever it is, creating a search campaign, I think, would be beneficial. So you want to come in here, and I'm going to show you what I would do to create like I said, a brand new account. We just want to get some data inside the account. We don't know where to optimize yet because it's too early days. We just want to put something out there, let it run for 30 days, and then we can evaluate the results. So let's go through this. So create a new campaign. We're going to go without a goals guidance, and we're going to go for a search campaign. I've got purchases because, again, this is a demo account that I used to run for my old business, which I don't run anymore, but, we'll still use this anyway. So we've got it says inactive conversion action, but this is the shopping app purchase that you probably know using Shopify and sites like that. So let's go in and give it a name, and we're going to just call it something like UK search. We're going to just go general, and I'm going to go with manual to begin with. You know me, I love my manual bidding. Gina's probably laughing right now as I'm doing this, but it's all good fun. So again, I'll probably go through this in another video, but in terms of naming conventions, this is how I typically name my campaigns. So it's a clear structure. I really like structure. I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to that. But here, if you go into any account, you can see straight away it's a UK campaign. Great. It's a search campaign. The theme of the campaign is it's general. So it could be general services or general products or just a general testing campaign or whatever you want to call it. And then in brackets, I usually do the bidding strategy. So here we see manual CPC. We've got T max for target maximized conversions, T ROAS for target return on ad spend, T max value target maximize conversion value. What else have we got? Max clicks. It's just max clicks, nice and simple. And then you've obviously got target CPA. Oh, if you're a lead generation business. So yeah, we're going to go with manual. So it looks like that. So I'm very particular when it comes to my naming conventions, but that's what we're going to go with. So hit continue and start new. And as we know, if you're first time watching this, you might not know. If you're a normal Google Ads, I say normal, I shouldn't say that really. If you're an experienced Google Ads account manager, you know that you can't select manual bidding from the get-go. So just leave it as conversions and we'll figure that out. If you're just getting into Google Ads, if you're a business owner yourself, if you're an agency, a freelancer, and you don't know, you used to be able to select manual bidding, but now you can't. Google got rid of it. They don't want you to use manual anymore. They want you to use one of their automated bidding strategies. That's why it says recommended. So we're going to hit next. We're going to leave it at conversions and hit next. I never use the display network. I never like to use the search partner network. For me, it's just unwarranted interruption-based traffic. People take out their mobile phones or they go on their laptops to Google, and it's kind of like the home of the internet, so to speak. But when they take out their phone, when they go to Google and start typing and searching for products and services, the level of intent is really, really high. It's already there. When it comes to display network with search network, it could be unwarranted traffic, because at that moment in time, they could be in a mobile application and see an advert that they don't want to see. They just want to get on with what they're doing inside the app, or they could be on another website browsing along, and they might not want to be advertised to then. This is how kind of like social media advertising works, like Meta and X.com and Instagram, things like that, TikTok. It's more interruption based. It's more audience based rather than keywords and things like that, which is why I always believe Google Ads is the best advertising platform out there, because it aligns really nicely and closely with what the users and people are searching for. So I never like to use search network, never like to use display network. I usually untick those. And we're going to obviously focus in the UK, but did you see what I did there first? I always, and I encourage you guys to do this as well, select the little drop down, the little sneaky drop down there, and make sure that you've got presence. People in or regularly in your included locations. We don't want presence or interest. People in, regularly in, or who have shown an interest in your included locations. Of course, that's recommended, because what that means is, I don't know, let's say I'm in the States, I'm living life with Gene, I'm having a great time, and we say, let's go on vacation, let's go on holiday to the UK, and we start looking for holidays on Google in the UK and things like that, just like a week away. And the problem is that, because we've shown an interest in the UK, if I go again and start searching for any of the products or keywords that, the company has, the ads are eligible to show to me outside of the UK, even though I'm based in the US, for example, in this weird scenario that I seem to have created where me and Gene are taking a vacation together. That's so weird. But the point is that our ad, your ads could be eligible to show to me even though I'm outside of the UK. So that's why we want to ensure that it's presence, people in or regularly in your included locations. So that just cuts out all the crap that you're going to get from different countries that you don't want to advertise to. And this is something that when I audit client accounts, I see time and time again. People spend, so much money advertising in countries that they don't service to, that they don't ship to, and they don't even realize it. And it's because of this sneaky little feature. So that's why I always make sure to set it to presence, people in or regularly in your included locations. We want to make sure that broad match keywords are off, even though I'm actually going to be using broad match keywords to begin with. For this one, I want to set the campaign up in the correct way to begin with, and I'm going to go off. So we want to make sure that we are using keyword match types. Cool. And then we're going to go next. And I don't like this new asset and keyword generation. Personally, I don't like to use it. I'm old school, so I'd much rather do this. But I always kind of skip through past these screens because I don't really like to set up ad copy this way. So I'm just going to go and hit next again without filling anything in. Again, I'm going to go like this as well. Why am I only giving it a penny a day? Number one is because, this is a demo account. We're not actually going to be running any ads. So we want to make sure that actually we're not spending any money. But also, if you go through this really, really quick, you can set it to a penny or a cent a day and it won't spend anything because, impressions, clicks, they're not going to be that cheap. Never. But the thing is, in Google's eyes, this campaign is currently active, it's currently live, it's enabled, but it's just sitting there. It's waiting to be given a proper budget. So it's not going to be paused. It's not going to be removed or anything like that. It's not even really going to be, running or active. It's going to be enabled. It's going to be enabled, but you need to go back and give it a proper budget once you've got everything set up. So that's what I usually do is I will usually set it to a penny or a cent a day. And then after I've done all my setup, I'll go back. And the final thing is I'll change the budget. Once I've changed the budget, that's when the campaign goes live. So hit next and we're ready to go. So just check for the errors. And we're ready to publish. As you can see here, you've got all these issues, create an ad, add keywords, all that kind of stuff. We haven't even done the assets yet either, but we're going to go through that in the next section anyway. So we published that campaign, and lo and behold, the campaign is up and running inside the account. So if we just go in here, we can see here is the campaign we've just created, and it's the bones of the campaign. It's the structure. Now we need to go in and start adding the meat and potatoes. We need to start going in, adding the keywords, adding the ad groups, adding the ad copy, the assets, all that good stuff. So that's the first part, is just getting the campaign live, enabled inside the account, not really giving it a budget, but there's a few things we need to do. So the first thing, bid strategy type, we want to use manual. So we come back into settings. So if you see here, if you hover over the campaign itself, you see the little cog pop up. If you want to click on the cog, you'll go over to bidding and then change bid strategy. That's what you want to select. So change bid strategy. And still, if you click on the drop down, you still can't see it. Okay, so where is manual bidding? What you have to do is select this or select a bid strategy directly, which is not recommended. So you click on that, and then lo and behold, you get maximize clicks, conversions, conversion value. You get all the bidding strategies as well as manual. That's the one we want to select. It's up to you if you want to use enhanced CPC. What is enhanced CPC? Basically, you use a little bit of Google's automation so that Google sees that if a click is more than likely going to lead to a conversion, Google's going to bid a little bit more aggressive to get that conversion, to get that click. Typically, I'm kind of 50-50. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Although saying 50-50, I've probably used it in the last 5 or 6 years a handful of times. So for the most part, I just go manual CPC, pure manual. Give me the control. I know what I'm doing. So let me manage the account. Sometimes you just want to go back as well. Just make sure your locations are correct, because sometimes Google have a habit that, in my experience, of clicking it back to that. So just make sure you've got it set to presence, people in or regularly in your included locations. I cannot stress that enough. Cool. So we look all really good to go there in terms of the settings. So let's go through and actually start doing something. So we need a bit of a theme to kind of go on. So if anyone's got any ideas, I'll stay quiet for 2 seconds. No, okay, just me. So let's go with let's focus on e-commerce, because we can kind of kill two birds with one stone here. We can say, okay, well, if we create a search campaign, that can be targeted for e-commerce, but you can also understand how you can use it for e-commerce as well, so lead generation as well. So let's try and think of a product, and I'm thinking off the top of my head, backpacks. Okay, cool. So we're just going to go backpacks. This is an online retailer that sells backpacks. and we just want to get some awareness. We want to get as many eyes on the new business as much as possible. Okay, this could be like, for example, I'm just trying to give us a little bit of a backstory to work with. Let's say Jake or someone like that is selling backpacks. He's just created a Shopify store. He's got all these different backpacks that he's selling. And, he's come to us and he said, right, we want to run Google ads. We want to get as many eyes on the brand as possible. We want to sell all our products and retire as millionaires by the end of this video. And we say, okay, let's do that. So now we have a bit of backstory. Let's make Jake's dreams come true. So what do we need to do? We need to add some keywords. So I'm going to go for more longer tail keywords. Broad match. I'm going to stick to broad match because I want to take a top of funnel strategy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start really, really wide, really just open the floodgates, top of funnel, and we're going to let the searchers dictate how we optimize this campaign. So we're going to start really, really top of funnel. And then over time, as we start getting data inside the account, we're going to begin focusing and targeting more narrow towards what's working and take budget away from what isn't working. Until then, we don't have any data and we don't have any historical account data because this is a brand new account. So we need to get some data inside the account to work with, to optimize for. We need to kind of figure out where we are in terms of a ballpark figure. So we're going to go for buy children's backpacks, buy adults backpacks. Okay. Fun backpack designs. You could say that. Best backpack online. Okay, what else could we do? Buy children's backpacks, buy adults backpacks, fun backpack designs. That's little bit more informational. I'm not 100% convinced on that one, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to keep it. Best backpacks online. Okay, well, let's add those. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 already. And ideally, I only want to add around 10. What's really good about Google Ads, and I really like this, and I encourage you guys to use this. When you go again to add keywords, you click on the big blue plus button. Because you've already added some keywords, you've already given Google a bit of a heads up to say, this is what this ad group is going to be all about. You can see that Google kind of pulls in from the keyword planner right into where you're going to add more keywords. So you get some ideas, which is really great. So you could do best backpack deals online. I like that. I can't even speak. Best backpack online store. I'll go for that. That's kind of a same variant of that, so I don't think we really need it. Best online backpack store. Best place to buy backpacks online. Best website. I like that. What else do we have? Let's add some more. Okay, well I've added all. I didn't mean to do that. Let me just go through again and just get rid of some of these. So we got deals online, online store, place to buy, best websites, best backpack online. I feel like we already have that one. I'm going to get rid of that one. And we got that. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5? 5. I think that will take us to 9. Yeah, so let's just add one more. And let's see what Google is recommending. So enter a product or service, backpacks. Let's see what pops up. Some competitors. Best travel backpack. I feel like at this point, we want to keep it even more wide and top of funnel. Travel seems to be like it'll be an ad group on its own. So I'm going to not go for that one yet. Backpacks for school. I mean, we have children, so yeah. Again, is there any more relevance? See more. Maybe backpacks for women could be kind of good. Let's do that. Backpack for women. I don't want to exclude women, so I like the idea of advertising to them as well. But again, laptop, travel, those could all be ad groups on their own. I like gym backpack, but I don't like the two words. So I'm actually going to go buy gym backpack, and then I've got 11, but I don't mind. We ideally want to start off with around 10 keywords anyway. And like I said, I've gone all broad match. I'm happy with those keywords. They're all top of funnel. They give us a really good place to start. And, in the next 14 to 30 days, we're going to get some really good search terms coming through from these keywords that we can look at that data and we can optimize that data. And we can say, right, which keywords, which searches are really our most engaged ones? Where can we start shifting the budget towards? Because remember, we're on manual bidding, which is really cool. Where can we start shifting that budget towards and taking budget away from? So that's something to consider as well. And hopefully in the next 14 to 30 days, we'll actually get some conversions as well to work with. Remember, this is all fictitious. I'm not actually going to run this campaign. I'm just speaking hypothetically. In that time frame of 14 to 30 days, we'll get some conversions come through. And then we'll have a better idea of where to place the budget, where to place the bids. Because once we have conversion data, once we've got some really good engagement data as well, we can use that to start funneling that budget towards what's working, take it away from what isn't working. So I'm happy with the keywords. Now we need to go through and create an ad. So let's go through and do that. Everything's really, really straightforward, top of funnel. We're not doing anything out of the realm here. And what do we have? I'm hoping nothing's coming up in terms of that. Okay, cool. So we're okay. So let's just do a URL. We're going to go with www.jakesbackpacks.com. Okay, cool. So in terms of ad copy, what do we want to do? We want to try and get as many eyes on our ad as much as possible. So what I like to do is I always like to use numbers and symbols to stand out, because I find that when everybody writes ad copy, everyone writes the same thing. Everybody just includes the keywords like, kids, backpacks. They'll include things like fun backpacks. Whoops. And what is that doing? That's not really doing anything. That's really, really generic. It's really, really dull. It doesn't really do anything. So we want to change things around. We want to actually write for people and humans. We don't want to just write for Google and keep Google happy. So we do things such as 100% customer satisfaction. Okay, well, maybe we can't say that actually because this is a brand new business. So we have to kind of think outside of the box here. So we can go backpacks, cool backpacks at low prices. Okay. Let's say hundreds of products of backpacks to choose from. I'm not going to be able to fit that on. Hundreds of backpacks to choose from. Let's work with this a little bit. Hundreds of backpacks available in stock. Okay, let's imagine that Jake offers free shipping. So we're going to go fast and free shipping. Cool, something like that. So all of a sudden, in the first three headlines, you can see that I've actually used numbers and symbols to stand out. So we've got the at symbol. We've got 100. We've got ampersands there. So we're already, standing out with the ad copy because we're going against the grain. We're not just kind of writing traditional keywords as headlines. We're actually, like I said, standing out with numbers and symbols. This is going to catch attention, especially when your competitors are just, adding keywords as headlines. So this is looking really good. We're going to also use some calls to action. So buy online now. Whoops. Order online today. Shop now. Okay. Let's imagine Jake has a phone number as well. So have a question. Call now. Because this is the other thing, is that as much as people like to place orders online, some people like to place orders over the phone. So we don't want to miss out on that. We want to encourage people to call, and we want to kind of be a little bit more transparent in our operations, in the website and the business operations. We don't want to hide away from a screen, behind a screen, and hide away behind an email address. We want people to come to us. We want our customers to feel open and confident enough to come to us with the questions and say, have a question, call now, order online today, shop now, whichever one you prefer, we can accommodate your service, your order. So have a question, call now. We've got shop now, order online today, buy online now. What else can we do? So we can, let's see, 30-day, no hassle returns. What can we say? Shop our cool designs, something like that. And how many have I got now? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to stick with 8. I've got 9 actually. Let's do one more. Nice round number. Shop our cool designs. Let's just say something like handmade for our customers. How does that look? Handmade with you in mind. Something like that, with you in mind. I like that. Kind of giving it that little bit more bespoke kind of feeling. We're not really just saying these are generic backpacks. We kind of want to add that little touch of, these are specifically handmade for you, for our customers, for our consumers. We tried and tested. You could even say that. Tried and tested. You could even add some, okay, so, this is kind of going a little bit out of relevance, but you could say something like BBB accredited business. That's something I think Americans, I think you guys will know, but I think here in the UK, something along the lines of, I don't even know. Well, you could say something like fully certified and insured, okay? Because that kind of covers all bases. But that's more lead generation, especially BBB accredited businesses, I think, based on my experience. So basically, we're just trying to get across that we are reputable at the end of the day. We don't really need to say those for this one because we're not lead generation. I'm going to keep tried and tested because I like the idea of someone really trying to, rip the backpack in half or something and really put it through its paces, throw mud on it, try and rip it and things like that. So tried and test it and bulletproof or something, which would be cool. So that I'm going to leave it to that with the headlines. So that's what we have. I'm only going to add a couple of descriptions, and I would encourage you all to add all headlines. I would encourage you to make use of all the descriptions as well. But just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be quick and add a couple more. So we're going to say, looking for a new backpack. Shop our wide range of products online today. Cool. And then one more. We'll do backpacks for travel. Actually, backpacks for men, women, and kids. Whoop. Cool designs, ideal for all occasions. Travel, business, and more. Maybe not travel. I kind of like travel. Buy now. Cool. And we're going to leave it at that. Notice what I do here with the descriptions. I always like to kind of leave on a bit of a call to action, like shop online today, buy now, browse the products online today, something like that. Because again, I find that when you write ad copy, people need the hand holding a little bit. They need a direction to take. So it's great seeing the ad. Okay, you've got all the features and benefits, but if you're not saying call today, give us a call now, shop online today, buy now, get in touch now, things like that, then when they land on the website, they're not really sure of what the call to action is. They don't really know sometimes, what the action is that they should take. So giving them that little bit of a heads up, holding the hand along that process and saying, buy now, shop online today, things like that, it gives them a clear cut indication of what to do next after they click from the ad onto the website. We'll worry about everything else later. We're going to save that ad, and now we have an ad running as well. I need to just quickly confirm. So let me pause this. And I'm back, and we have the ad ready to go. So next, what we want to do is we want to go through and add some assets. So we've already got one here, which I added to the account ages ago. But if you've got a promotion, especially for e-commerce, that can work quite well. So just go through, add some images, add a name, add the logo. This is all quite straightforward stuff. Just go through. Oops. Click add here, and then you can add the logo in and things like that. Site links as well, so you could direct them to the adults version or the men's backpacks, travel backpacks, laptop backpacks, things like that. You could call out, so it could be things such as what am I using in the high quality materials, fast and free delivery, competitive prices. These are all look pretty good. Free returns, things like that. I think I used that for the old one that I did. I think I did another video about setting up a work clothing campaign or something. I forget. You might have to go back and let me know and watch that video as well. But all of these would work perfectly because you're basically shouting out more features and benefits. Like USPs about the business type of thing, free returns, competitive prices, fast and free delivery, high quality materials used, things like that. All of those could look really, really well. Structured snippet. So I always love this one. This is one of my favorite ones to use. So you could do styles. So you could do men's, women's, and children's or kids. I like kids. Kids makes it sound a little bit more fun, in my opinion. Men's, women's, kids, that could work really well. You could do travel. You could do business, school. So you kind of cover all those bases as well. So you got the different styles there as well, or types, you could say, whichever. Add those in. That's going to look really good. Obviously, we know Jake has got the phone number as well, so we can add Jake's number in there. So you just click on the big blue plus like I've been doing, put the number in there, whatever it might be, and you're good to go. If you want to showcase the price of the products, you can do. You can go through, add some of your products in there. Personally, I don't like to do it. If we just do it like a tiger backpack or something like that, it could be for kids. We're going to say $50. We're going to do, I'm not going to do that. Fun, school, fun, primary. Well, let's say this is an American business, so we could do what is it? It's is it grade school? What is it in America? I forget. So it's not high school. It's the one before that, kindergarten. Fun kindergarten backpack, something like that, and then you can add the URL. It's going to look like that, so it kind of does look cool. But the issue I have with price assets is, I don't like to give the game away too soon. I don't like to show all my cards on the table. I'd rather someone be intrigued and click on our ad first, land on the website, and then do a browse, rather than saying it's 50 quid for a backpack. It's like, wow, how much? That's really expensive. And straight away, you're just turning people away. You're not even getting that click because you're advertising how much that product is right from the get-go. So I kind of like to entice people, intrigue people, get that click first on the website, and then they can browse themselves and decide, okay, wow, the style looks really good. The materials look amazing. This is all coming, by the way, from the fact that I went shopping last weekend and I went to a backpack store and the backpacks were just amazing. They had like Jurassic Park, they had like Disney and Elsa, they had so many different Spider-Man, so many different backpacks available. I was like a big kid and I wanted one. I wanted a Jurassic Park backpack, but I had to remind myself that actually I'm a 36-year-old man, and I can't get a Jurassic Park backpack anymore. So that was a tough pill to swallow. But yeah, that's why I'm kind of I don't know, using backpacks as a bit of an example, I guess. Promotions, you can see I've already had one in here anyway. First 5% off first orders or something like that could work quite well. If it's lead generation, a lot of this is the same. You could do structured snippets, could be like, for example, the different plumbing services you have to offer, the different electrical services or tree surgery services that you have to offer. So all of this is still super relevant. You just have to kind of make it work for your business. So let's just assume we've added all of our assets in there now. We've got conversion tracking set up, good to go. We have everything's ready to go. So we have the campaign. Alongside that, you'd probably want to, since this is e-commerce, alongside this, you'd probably want to create a standard shopping campaign, something like that. It's really, really quick. So let's just do that as well, because that's going to take 2 minutes, because we don't have to create any ads for that either. It's going to let me do it without it. Let's just do that one. This is the old company that I used to have. We're going to go standard shopping. We're going to go continue and create this new campaign. We're going to call it UK. It is a standard shopping campaign, and it's just going to be backpacks. We're going to throw them all out there. And again, we're going to go on manual CPC. So additional settings, that's all fine. Manual CPC. The budget, I'm just going to do that again. Turn off Google Search Partner Network for the reasons that I mentioned before. Just make sure that we've got it set to presence, people in, regularly in the included locations. And we're going to go backpacks. Just do all products in brackets so we know. And the bid, I'm just going to start with £1. I'm going to start with £1. We're going to go create campaign. And I'm going to let this run. And then what you would want to do here is you'd want to come in and add a subdivision and segment out all of your products based on item ID, and then hit save, and you should be go. And then what you'll have, it should be good to go. What you'll have is a list of all of your products. It should be something like a Shopify code or something like that. But they're ready to advertise. They're ready, and then you've got full visibility over the different products that you're bidding on. You can see which ones are getting the impressions, the clicks, the cost, the conversions, which ones are getting the most conversion value, what's getting the best conversion value over cost, so your return on ad spend, things like that. So that's very important, is you want to come in here, add that subdivision, item ID, and then choose all the products you want to select, tick the boxes, and then hit save at the bottom. You should be good to go. I'm not going to do that for this because, I don't really need to. But yeah, we've got that now. So we're good to go on this one. And again, the same thing. We need to go back to campaign settings because we know we're on manual. Oh, no, I set it, didn't I? So actually, we're okay. Force a habit doing it in search campaigns. So that is looking all good to go. Just double check the locations. Yep. And then all of a sudden, we have that ready to go. So we have our search campaign. We have our standard shopping campaign. And you want to run these side by side for the next 14 to 30 days, I would say. So whether you've got £10 a day, $10 a day, whatever it could be, things like that. I think I was getting confused as I was going through the video, assuming that this was a US business actually, but actually it's a British kind of campaign and things like that. So yeah, but anyway, getting back to it. Run these campaigns side by side for the next 14 to 30 days. If you've got £10 a day or £20 a day, I would segment £10 a day per campaign each, and just run with that and see what results you get through. Make sure to go in though, still add your negative keywords, review the search terms report. I'll do another video on this later down the line showing you how to add negative keywords and proper search terms reporting. But you want to come in here, look for searches, what people are searching for to find your products, and then add those as either negatives Or if they're profitable, you could leave them be. That's fine. If they're super relevant and people are clicking through, you're getting really good engagement rates or really good conversions through these searches, you may want to eventually consider adding them into the account and start bidding on these into the campaign. But my advice for the first 14 to 30 days, just let these campaigns run. Just collect that data. See what's working from a top level perspective. See how the market are searching for your products and services. Then over time, you can start to refine. You can start to be super targeted towards what's working because you have historical conversion data to back your assumptions up. You're reading the data in front of you. You're making data-driven optimizational decisions based on what has historically converted and just funneling the budget towards what's working. So that's what I would say. If you're just started a new campaign, a new Google Ads account, you don't know where to start, whether it's e-commerce or lead generation, that's what I would recommend. A search campaign, if you're just lead generation, put the budget into that. If you're e-commerce, I'd probably say a mix of both, a search campaign and a standard shopping campaign. Think about it. When people are on that shopping channel on Google, they're usually looking to make a purchase. The intent to buy is quite high because they're browsing different products. They're looking for something in particular. They're already doing the searches. The products are popping up. It's just making sure that they click on your product and eventually making that purchase. So we need to make sure we have visibility on the shopping channel if you're an e-commerce business. If you're a lead generation business, then having a search campaign in place is priority because that's going to be the best way for you to get leads and calls for your business. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let's see if I can make my face go massive again a little bit more. There we go. And bring me over here. And we'll do a wrap up. Not as good as Gene. Gene does the best wrap ups, but hopefully that has helped you kind of give you a better idea of how to create a bit more of a strategy when you create a brand new Google Ads account. What campaign type should I run? Where should I begin? Things like that. Obviously, we've covered this in different episodes historically. So go back and watch. I think we have a whole series dedicated to which campaign type should I run, and things like that. So, hopefully this episode has been really valuable for you guys. If you've got any comments, just let us know down below. We'll get back to them. This is going to be pretty much on YouTube, I think, because it's a bit more of a demo thing. So if you're on Spotify, you might want to kind of just, take a look at the channel on YouTube and just watch me kind of walk you through how to create those campaigns and the reasons behind that. Otherwise, we should be back with a new episode next week. I'm not sure if it's just me again or if it's Gene as well, but we can let you know, so that's not a problem. Be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well so that you guys can be notified every time that we release new content. We're everywhere as well. Like I always say, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. I try and do my best to update YouTube Shorts as well. So if you've ever got any questions, feel free to engage with us, leave any comments. And if you have any specific questions, you can email us at the ppccave@gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.